There are questions today about the alert system in Texas following the flash flooding early Friday morning in Kerr County, where floodwater hit Camp Mystic. The first flash flood warning came at about 1:14 a.m. Notices calling for evacuations came at 4 a.m. when people were asleep, warning that a life-threatening situation was underway. Peak river levels reached 36 feet at 7 a.m. Experts say management vacancies in the San Antonio and San Angelo offices could have impacted coordination, but that enough staff was in place to alert the public.
But we had an all-hands-on-deck situation where we had a full complement, full staff of meteorologists working in those shifts. Now, what was going on with those forecasters is that they were working on overdrive. They were doing their maximum effort to keep people safe, to inform people.
Now, some people in the area told CBS News they never received emergency alerts on their phones. Others said the warnings they received didn't mention evacuating, and some said they didn't take the alerts seriously because of how frequently flood alerts are sent out in the area. Now, I'm in the Weather Center now with Chief Meteorologist Chris Vickers. Chris, can you explain how this kind of situation can happen so fast? It's incredible to see that time-lapse video.
Incredible, heartbreaking. There's so many words to kind of describe this, and a lot of information out there, a lot of misinformation as well, and very strong words about that as well. This was not a staffing issue. It was the fact that it struck in the middle of the night.
Sure.
Right? That didn't help after midnight. It was warned a couple days in advance that heavy rain was a risk, but also this is a flood-prone area. I'm going to describe a little bit more on that coming up in a few moments. So, yes.
Yeah, it's just devastating, and something that we all think, can that happen here?
Right, and the answer to put people at ease here in Northwest Ohio is no, we couldn't have flash flooding to this magnitude because of one thing in particular. It is terrain and topography that factored into this so much. So catastrophic flash flooding. Now I'm going to take you through this. That was actually a multi-day event of rainfall, and some of the colors I'm displaying right here, they go well beyond the legend at the top of the screen, which means over ½ a foot of rainfall. Some of these rainfall totals, especially these blues, they were 12 to 18 inches, and these bullseye right here were over 20 inches of rain that fell over the course of a couple days. Now, let me take you down toward Kerrville, where actually they saw about 12 to 15 inches of rain, so slightly lower compared to where some of the heaviest the rainfall was. But I want you to look very close here. I've taken some of the data off the map, and I want you to focus on the terrain. This is a big deal. This is more of an elevated area that has river valleys, and Camp Mystic, where that flooding occurred, and many other camps were right along this river valley. So terrain and topography contributed significantly to this flash flooding. It has actually happened in this area before, similar flash flooding, but this one was so incredibly rapid, and it struck in the middle of the night. So this is the area in particular where many of those fatalities occurred. Now let me put the data back on that catastrophic flash flooding. Here's radar estimates of over 12 inches of rain that fell in just hours, funneling into the river channels, and the river itself, the Guadalupe River, rose 26 feet in 45 minutes. It was a literal wall of water. Now, if we look at this widespread, how many gallons of rainfall fell in Texas? It was over 2 trillion gallons of water that fell in just about 24 hours. The Guadalupe River, the normal flow was about 1,000 cubic feet per second. It reached a cubic feet of 180,000. That is the equivalent of 2 Niagara Falls every second going down that river channel. We could see now, as that struck in the middle of the night, just how devastating that could be to those that were stuck in the path.